4. Cast. Robert, a young man off at war, once romantic about the notion of fighting for his country, now he quietly wishes to return home. Doris, a young woman whose lover is overseas, his idea about his struggles in war only slightly more concerning than her troubles at home. Setting. Set during World War II, the split stage showcases distinct environments. One side occupies the inside of a young woman's home, rather her family's home in the United States, while the other side is in the barracks of war, where the rickety desk to write a letter is the closest thing to comfort the soldiers have. A young man, Robert, old enough to fight a war but not old enough to drink, enters the stage with a rifle slung over his shoulder and a pen and paper in hand. His World War II Army uniform, although tailored properly, hangs like a father's coat around a child's skinny arms. He sits down at a desk on the left of the stage and begins to write a letter. Robert speaks as he writes.
Dear Doris.
Doris, the same whimsical age as Robert, steps on the opposite side of the stage at the sound of her name. She wears a modest house dress with a sweater around her shoulders and is carrying an ornate box. As Robert speaks, she carefully sets the box down on the desk, opens it, and retrieves her own pen and paper.
I sit down to write this, and I'm already grinning. I'm sure it's that same stupid grin I had on when we first went to the amusement park, and you said you liked the way I tugged at my ear when I was thinking hard. Made it look like I was trying to hear my own thoughts better.
Robert turns as if a soldier off stage has called his name. He pantomimes a conversation with him as Doris speaks. Doris speaks as she writes.
Dear Robert, Mother won't even dust my grandma's box because she knows how important its contents are to me. And each time I get it out, no one bothers me, for they know right now I'm all yours. How are you? Have you been in any danger? Did you get those socks I knitted? I can't even listen to the radio anymore. It just makes me all edgy knowing you're out there.
Pauses as she thinks what to write next. Robert refocused on his letter.
I wanted to say thank you for those mittens you made me. There was no thumb hole though, so I had to cut one out if that's all right. They've been really useful in the cold, though thinking about you helps warm me up too. I miss you, Doris.
The other day I was thinking about one of the first stories you ever told me. The one about that boy, Frank, from our biology class. The quiet one who accidentally let out all the frogs and you thought Moses had released another plague. You've always been keen at telling stories, Robert. I miss that. I miss you.
Bill's always saying how stupid I am for being in love. He says only fools love across land and sea. I think he fancies himself something of a poet, but I catch him here and then looking at that picture you sent. It'd sure be swell to get another one of those if I could.
Sometimes I just sit and picture the old days. I think about us getting sodas, I think about us watching the sunset. This will sound stupid, but last evening I was watching the sun go down when I realized, without you beside me, holding my hand, telling a story, there was nothing really special about it.
Oh, I just remembered. In your other letter, you asked me how the chow was like over here, and I forgot to tell you.
Speaking of memories, you never remembered to tell me what the food was like over there.
It's nothing to make you sit up and take notice. Our sea rations are the worst. Nothing like your mother's cooking. They still feel nice in an empty stomach.
The moment you get back, I'm going to bake you your favorite strawberry and rhubarb pie. Until then, I hope my letters are treat enough. Yours are the only thing that feel nice in my empty heart. Mother just tells me I'm cacky-wacky when I talk like that.
Here's something interesting. On our last march, we saw a Panzer, that's a German tank. It was deserted, so we checked it out. Inside, we found some other rations, and they tasted worse than ours. Bill said there was something about poetic justice in that, but I didn't quite know what he was talking about.
She's really starting to get on my nerves, Robert. For instance, last week she found the receipt for a dress I bought, one I'm saving to wear until I see you next. Well, she thought it was too spendy and took the receipt to Father. Luckily, she brought him the wrong one. She gave him the receipt for 2 expensive hats she had purchased and not told him about.
Anyway, it was a long, chilly walk after we found that tank, so I had plenty of time to do some thinking. All about you, of course. And I was wondering, how would you feel about living someplace warm?
When I saw that dress in the store, though, I knew you would love it. Sometimes I put it on just to imagine you stepping off that bus and wrapping your arms around me.
It doesn't need to be somewhere really warm. I mean, heck, all I care is that I'm somewhere with you, but somewhere warm would be nice.
It's weird, but I feel like you'll be here in no time when I wear it. Like Like I'll be looking in the mirror, close my eyes.
Sometimes I try picturing it. The house, the big backyard, but I never get past imagining those beautiful eyes of
The
yours.
next thing I know, it won't be my eyes looking back at me. It'll be yours.
Those crystal, clear blue eyes.
Your soft chocolate brown eyes.
Fortunately, I have that lovely picture to look at until I get to see you in person. Did I mention that I love another?
And even though we're not married yet, we are still getting married, right? I keep making up stories about what it'll be like once you're back. Did I say how much I look forward to your stories again?
Both Doris and Robert pause, stop, and read over their letters, Robert tugging on his ear as he does.
They say the war will be over soon. Wouldn't that be something? You know, the Nazis are already retreating from Belgium thanks to our boys over there. They say we lost thousands, though. Do you remember Frank from biology? Real quiet, always sat by himself in the back. I think he was over there, too.
More and more families keep getting visits, Robert. I hear every day about someone else we've lost, someone I knew. I pray every night for you. Pray that the war will end soon, that you'll come home safe. Please don't leave me by myself, Robert. Please, I couldn't take it.
We don't talk about the deaths over here, but you feel them. You feel them in a way worse than words.
I thank the Lord every day that Jimmy is too young for the draft. If you and him were both over there,
Sometimes it's just an acquaintance, someone you met playing cards or something. With those, there's always a part of you that can hold back the
if
sadness.
you were both over there, I think I'd go off my beam, Robert. I wouldn't know what to do.
But when a guy loses a brother, someone he truly loves, it's not just crying with him, Doris. It's not just sadness.
It would break me in half to know both of you were over there getting shot at.
He cries. He's got no fear about trying to hide it. It rips at my heart, Doris, and it puts scratches on my soul.
I hope Jenny never has to go off to war.
I hope you never have to hear those cries.
Just thinking about it makes me miss you more.
Remembering it makes me pray to be home.
Do you have any idea when you're coming back?
I wish I had some idea when I'll be back.
Not knowing has killed me.
I would kill to know.
Why couldn't things just be like they were?
Why do things have to be as they are?
Both pause and rest their pens. They pick up the letter to scan over it, again Robert tugging at his ear.
I just reread my letter and realized I hadn't written that I love you, Doris.
I love you, Robert. I'm sorry I didn't write that earlier.
You mean the world to me.
You were my world.
Both pause again, listening, almost as though they can hear each other's words.
Well, the sun's almost set over here. I'll be on the watch soon. Funny, all those colors in the sky, the same even on the other side of the world. For a moment, it makes me feel like you're right here with me.
Well, it's almost lunchtime over here, and I promised Molly that I'd go earring shopping with her. Mother thinks we're just going for a stroll, but she'll never figure it out. I can be sneaky like that.
Robert, tugging on his ear, stopped slowly before momentarily staring at his hand.
You know, I suppose now is as good of a time as any to tell you this. Remember how I always pull on my ear when I'm thinking?
But you already knew I could be sneaky. No one's ever come close to finding where I keep our list of names.
Well, when you first saw me doing that, you know, in the line, Ferris wheel, the truth, I was just scratching an itch.
Everyone thinks Grandma's box is so important to me because that's where I keep the paper and envelopes for you.
But because you thought it was so cute, I started doing it intentionally when you were around. And now, well, I've done it so much, I guess it's for real.
I suppose it's a little dangerous to keep it out in the open like that, but one day he'll be real and I won't have to be sneaky anymore.
All right, well, I should really get going now. Bill's probably wondering where I'm at now. I miss you, Dorothy. I miss you with every thought.
Oh, I've also included another picture of myself. It's from that night at the amusement park.
Doris perks up her head as though hearing her name.
Well, that's Mother calling. Molly's here. I miss you terribly, Robert, and I think about you every day. Please be safe.
Both pause again to look over the letter. Their next line is said in unison.
With love that's free from space and time. Doris.
Instead of saying his name at the same time as her, Robert hears something off stage. He turns to look, his hand still caught in the whirl to the ball of his pen. He drops it, hurries away, and sprints back to get his gun. Doris, however, begins to methodically fold a sheet of paper and insert it into an envelope. Halfway inside them, she pulls it back out to add one final note.
P.S. Yes, I've decided he's a boy. I swear I felt him kick, but I know it's much too early.